So you're interested in playing the Elder Scrolls Online and you want to know more about the game before making your final decision. Well my friend, you're in the right place. In this short video I will illustrate the very basic of what this game has to offer to help you make this decision. In the video I will cover three main aspects of the game: character progression and endgame, PvE and PvP. In ESO, you have plenty of choices when it comes down to character creation, as you can select between 9 different races right at the start of the game. And each one of them will have their unique passive abilities that are different from the others. In a few words, your race matters. Your alliance doesn't matter much unless you play PvP, so I'll get into that later. You have 6 different classes to choose from: Dragon Knight, Sorcerer, Nightblade, Templar, Warden and Necromancer. And due to the extreme flexibility of the game, each one of them can cover every role you feel like playing. It's ultimately up to you. Just note that, of course, some classes shine more in some roles than others, but overall every class can play every role in the Holy Trinity, meaning that every class can be a tank, a damage dealer or a healer. Once you've picked up your race and class, you're good to go. Your first journey will be to get your character to level 50, which can take a relatively short time if you just want to level. Nothing, I'm trying to do something.
Like what? What's this one?
No! Okay, sorry. As soon as you hit level 50, then you will unlock champion points, which are basically more levels that grants you points that you can spend to give your character various permanent bonuses. And after a certain point, they will take much longer to level up. So, grind lovers, this is for you. Champion points also increase the power of your gear, but to get maximum quality gear, you just need 160 CP, which I assure you is very easy to reach. Another note on champion points is that they are account bound, so once you reach, for example, 160 CP on one character, all of the characters in your account will have that same amount of CP once they reach level 50, avoiding the pain of having to grind them once more. You get CP experience by doing most of the activities in the game, so as you play it, you will feel a sense of progression as your character gets stronger over time. PvE in ESO comes mainly in two forms: solo PvE and group PvE. Solo PvE consists mainly in going around the world, completing the hundreds of unique quests available in the huge world of Tamriel, and having fun exploring and discovering the lore of the world itself. For players who love a challenge, there are also 2 arenas designed for solo players that can be a real test to complete for some, and offer some very valuable rewards. One notable mention before moving to group PvE is that housing is a thing in ESO, and there are players, guilds even, dedicated only to the housing aspect of the game, so if that's your thing, go for it. Group PvE comes in the form of world events, dungeons and trials, which increase in number with every DLC released. There are dozens of them, hours and hours of gameplay for you to enjoy. Each dungeon has its unique quest to complete, adding more depth to the lore of the game. World events feel epic and they are overall well designed. Trials take real coordination and skill to complete. There is everything any kind of player would want, from the casual that logs in once a week to the hardcore player that wants to sit and play 10 hours each day. The possibilities are nearly endless. One thing that I nearly forgot to mention that deserves credit is that everything in the game is voice acted, giving you the feel of being part of a world that is very much alive. PvP in ESO comes in 3 forms: duels, battlegrounds and massive PvP in the form of realm versus realm. Duels are, as you would expect, a 1 versus 1 against another player where the battle is charged to death. Babe, I'm trying to recall some. I was better off single, man. Players have dedicated cities and places around the world where they can usually meet to duel, but you could duel a player almost everywhere in Tamriel. Battlegrounds are a 4 versus 4 versus 4 PvP match that can have different objectives depending on the type of battleground you're in, and working towards that objective will grant your team points that will help you get in the upper end against the other 2 enemy teams. In Battlegrounds, CP are disabled so that every player is at the same level, and if you want, you can start playing BGs from level 10. The realm versus realm aspect of the game is performed in the biggest map of all of Tamriel, called Cyrodiil, where 3 alliances battle each other for objectives like camps, keeps and castles across the map, with weekly and monthly rewards for winners. Here is where your alliance makes a difference, so if you want to play with your friends in Cyrodiil, make sure you all pick the same alliance on character creation. You can always change it in the future if you want, but you're going to have to spend some money. Cyrodiil is the closest thing to World PvP the game has to offer, and anyone can jump in, as there are different realms or modes that you can play it on, whether you are under level 50 or just want to have CP enabled. Overall, I feel like ESO is one of the best MMO out there, with so much content to dive in that almost every player could call it home, whether you prefer PvE or PvP or both. There are so many aspects of this game that I didn't mention, but the point of this video was to give you a very general idea of what the game has to offer. So what do you think? Will you try out ESO this year? Is there any game you would like me to review next? Please let me know in the comment below, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please consider liking and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in my next video.